right, so we gonna go right through the Titans. The Titans schedule. It's gonna. I didn't get to fill in all these, so it might be a little slower than normal. But first week, they going to New Orleans to play them Saint boys. They gonna prove that they Saints instead of ain'ts, and I think the Titans ain't gonna win this game. They're going to New Orleans at New Orleans. Actually, hold on. Let me think about this. 1 o'clock at New Orleans. Yeah, I can see New Orleans taking that. But let me see something. The Chargers and beating the Titans. So let me think though. That's actually going to be a better game than people think. But ultimately, I'm going to pick the Saints. So that's an L. Week 1 for the Titans. Then they're going to play the Chargers. I already referenced back and I checked. I had the Chargers winning, so this is an L, unfortunately. So then now it's week 3 against the Browns. Let's see, I had the Browns beating them, so that's another L. All right, now they go and play the Bengals. Oh, whoops. I put that in the wrong thing. Bengals. And let's reference to the Bengals. I had them beating them, so that's another L. I might give them that first W, actually, because that's a lot of L's to be starting off with. Because I think they can beat the Saints, honestly. The Saints, because they're going to be in a murky division where, like, the division winner wins 7 games. So, actually, the first game, I'm going to give them a W. I'm going to change that to a W. So, W first, and then loss. So, W, loss. 1 win, 3 losses to start out of 4 games. Then they're going to play the Colts, and they're going to be playing at Indianapolis. I think I'm going to take the Colts the first time around. So I'll give the L to the Titans. Then they're going to play Baltimore. That's another L. And then they got the bye week. Then they're going to play them Dirty Birds of Atlanta, Georgia. Falcons. And with this, I'm just trying to think for a second. Because it's going to be a decent game. 2 not so great teams going against each other, but I think the Falcons have just more weapons. They got Bijan Robinson, so he'll be able to run the ball more. But the Titans still have Derrick Henry, so that's why they're never out of any game. They're really not. They're in every game no matter what, as long as they have him. I guarantee you every game they play, minus like a couple here and there, they're all going to be close games if they end up losing. Like, even though I have them losing these games, they're all going to be close-ass games. And against the Browns, I think they're going to beat the Browns, but that can go either way. I gave the Browns the dub, so I got to stay consistent. I got to remember the Saints are going to lose their first game, though, against the Titans, just to remember that. But against the Falcons, man, I just don't think the Titans have enough. They have a great running back, a usable quarterback, right, Tannehill. But then after that, their receivers, they don't really have much to speak of. Their defense is decent. They want to run the ball and play defense. But in this case, I think Atlanta could get them. But Atlanta's traveling to them, so I'm going to actually give this to the Titans to slow the game down, keep that offense off the field. I'm giving this to the Titans. All right, next game against the Steelers. Let's reference over. The Steelers, I had them losing to the Titans, so that's a W. All right, so then they're going to play the Buccaneers. And I think that they can beat the Buccaneers. The way they play, the play style, keep that offense off the field. We saw last year the Buccaneers defense isn't that great, and they're not going to be as motivated given that Tom Brady's not on the team anymore. You're not going to be as motivated playing for Baker Mayfield. I think the Titans definitely take a drop off from Tom Brady, so they're not gonna. They were made the playoffs at 8-9, guys. So I just don't see Baker winning more games than Tom did in his whole entire time over there. I don't think Tom ever won more than 10 games while he was in Tampa. So, all right, for like 3 years. So I just don't see Baker doing better than him. He's gonna win some games. I just don't see him winning more than 7. And I don't think this is gonna be one of them. I think the Titans gonna control the clock and play the style of football that gets Baker tight because they're going to be keeping him on the sideline. So he's going to be out of rhythm, I think. I'm going to give this to the Titans. Then they're going to play Jacksonville. We're going to reference over Jags. I gave Jacksonville the loss the first time, so that's a W. So we got the Titans on a 4-game win streak after a 5-game losing streak, so that's pretty cool. Then they going to play Carolina against a rookie who's got no receivers, no tight end to speak of, decent running back, and decent defense, I'll not even say. But who's he throwing to? Who's going to be that guy on third down or whenever they need a big down to make a catch? The guy that they had for that position, they shipped him off to Chicago. DJ Moore, yeah, they shipped him over. I don't remember if they drafted any receivers, but even if they did, are they going to be better than DJ Moore? I highly doubt it. And they're going to feel that, guys. When you have a rookie, I understand you wanted to get the quarterback, but the Bears weren't going to pick a quarterback anyway. So, I think that was stupid of them. They could have stayed where they were, kept their receiver, and got a quarterback. But they were hell-bent on the guy they wanted. I think the Texans were always going to pick their guy. I don't think they were ever going to pick Bryce just because of their O-line situation. Like, Bryce would have died. It's too small. But with this, I'm going to pick the Titans. I think right now the Titans are a better team. So against the Panthers. W. So it's a 5-game streak. That's crazy. But that's how the Titans do it. Like, right when you think the Titans are out of it, they just come right back in. That's how they do it, guys. They've been doing it since their coach has been there. What's his name? Vrabel. Since Vrabel has been there, they've been like that. Where you think they're out of it, and then they make the playoffs. They go on a run. And now they're going to play the Colts. I had them lose the first time, so they're going to win this one. And then they're going to play the Dolphins. We're going to have to reference Dolphins. Let me reference over. I had the Dolphins losing this game, so that's another win, guys. God damn. So the Titans, 2, 4, 6, 7-game win streak. I have them going on. And then they're going to play Houston while they're rolling right now. The Titans are going to be rolling at this point against Houston. I think they're going to beat them both times, honestly. Well, because Houston, they got rid of Brandon Cooks, so that was their last receiver they can count on, right? They don't have DeAndre Hopkins that we can think of, right? Who's their tight end? Like, I just don't know who this quarterback's going to be throwing to. Like, they're going to have guys, but they're going to be no-name guys that we're going to learn of as we go. Same thing with the Panthers. Both teams have no-name players, but we're going to end up finding out who these players are as the year goes on. They might end up being good, but right now we just don't know enough about them to be like, oh, yeah, they're going to win. We have to see it first before I can just be like, yep. But I'm going to give... You know what? I'm going to make an upset, though. I'm going to have the Texans win the second time. But the first one, we'll continue the streak, so they win this. But then they play Seattle, the Seahawks. They run into the Seahawks. And I think they're going to lose that game because that's a team that plays basically they're a better version of the Titans, in my opinion, the Seahawks. They want to run the ball and play football as well, but I think they do it a little bit better. So I think this is where they meet their match, and they lose this game. Then they're going to play Houston, and I think they're going to lose this game off of a loss, just feeling down on themselves. I have them losing their last 3. And then the last game against the Jags, loss. So they had a decent season, but let's count it up. The looks pretty even. Let's count out the W's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're gonna be 9-8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9-8. So we got the Jags going 9-8. I mean, that's usually what they're around that usually all the time, 9-8. But like I said, they could be 11 wins or they could be 7 wins. So 9 is the average. So 9-8 Titans, and we'll do either the Texans or the Colts next. I'm not sure who, but one of those two, and then we'll go from there, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.